Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Wealthy Actor Podcast. My name is Valerie Hubbard, and I'm joined by.
James Hallett. Hey, everybody.
Okay, we're going to introduce our fabulous guest today. We've been trying to get her on here forever. Kathryn Hollis Peters is a Los Angeles based producer and founder of Female Funded Films. Female Funded Films slate includes over a dozen features, including the Minnesota Project, a 5-film initiative. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, what is the Minnesota Project? What does that mean?
So, Where the Water Runs Deep became the first project in what I called the Minnesota Project, which is this initiative of multiple films, which is basically a slate of films to be set in Minnesota. And we now have 5 plus 1, so 6. It's going to be a rinse and repeat. And because why invent the wheel? Get these films funded because it's just as easy to raise 20 million as 20,000.
Are we playing in the little sandbox? Or are we going to play in the big sandbox?
I love the big sandbox because I love building giant sandcastles, right? And I love doing it with multiple people. And this collaborative effort is it's just so important to being a producer. You don't want to have to keep raising capital. That's kind of the grind. But once you find your partnerships and you can do it once, then you just keep doing it. And if you are able to do a good job, exceed expectation, those exact people will come back.
I have 2 key questions about logistics. One, what was your biggest hurdle you had to tackle when you focused on being a producer? And 2, did that coincide with a system setup?
So the biggest hurdle that I had and still have, I would say, is discernment. Okay, I should get this branded on my forehead because there's so much that I wanted to do that at first I was like, yes, 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 yes. I would take on everything. And then I had to get really clear that I was almost moving too fast. So I had to grab the reins, pull it back just a tiny bit and say, oh, I better get those systems in place because this is going to get out of control. So I think the systems were key to me being able to deliver consistently and, having a formula that works. Without the systems, you're just kind of willy-nilly all over the place. So those 2 things were happening as I was growing my business. I didn't have one hurdle. The biggest hurdle was I jumped in the deep end and I was treading water. It was really scary and it was not the easiest thing to do, but I knew that I knew how to swim. And so I was going to figure this out. So I had to have the self-confidence in myself to say, I can do this, but I need help. Can't do it alone. So I immediately got people in the right places that could support me. And I also got the systems in place to support where I was. So those 2 things happened simultaneously.
We're so happy we got you. Thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you want to leave us with?
Well, first of all, I am so grateful that we got to be in this space together today. Thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate everyone for taking the time to listen today. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, you guys, have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.